Hello everyone. It is my pleasure to welcome you to our new webinar on Embedded Software and Medical Device, Common Regulatory and Quality Misconceptions. My name is Mohammed Al-Sadi. I'm a Certification Project Manager and a Lead Auditor with LNE GMED North America. What is an embedded medical device software? One of the areas of important and constant development in medical devices has been the role of software as an essential component of medical devices. First, let's take a moment and go over some of the key definitions related to medical device software. A software is defined as a set of instructions that processes input data and creates output data. Standalone software means software which is not incorporated in a medical device at the time of its placing on the market or its making available. And a medical device software is software system that has been developed for the purpose of being incorporated into a medical device being developed or that is intended for use as a medical device on its own right. The use of embedded software in medical devices is increasing rapidly. Any company active in this market must ensure the highest quality of software development. By adopting and enforcing a demonstrable commitment to software quality, medical device developers are better positioned to meet regulatory requirements when developing embedded software. Software may be constructed either by coding or by assembling together previously coded software components, forming an integral part of a medical device technology. Whether the medical device will be used in a home or hospital environment, system failures are not an option. Making the right software development platform choice can help avoid problems and get the device to market on time and within budget. Software is often part of the medical device technology, determining the safety and effectiveness of the medical device containing software based on software intended use. And software must demonstrate that its use meets the objectives without unacceptable risks. Why and how does software differ from hardware? There are several differences between software and hardware components. For example, a number of errors related to software are introduced during the design phase. Software can be much more complex than hardware. It is difficult to fully test the software and test all possible scenarios. Software includes often passive hidden defects, and software is much more easier to modify than a hardware component. In this slide, we are going to explore some examples of medical devices using software as key and vital element of their function. For example, blood gas analyzer and monitors, cardio machines, defibrillators, dialysis machines, digital thermometers, electrocardiogram devices, infusion and insulin pumps, glucose and oximeters. Requirements introduced by Directives 9342 EEC and Directive 9385 EEC. So it is necessary to clarify that software in its own right, when specifically intended by the manufacturer to be used for one or more of the medical purposes set out in the definition of a medical device according to the directives, is a medical device. Software for general purposes when used in a healthcare setting is not a medical device. The essential requirements of Directive 9342 EEC and 9385 EEC Annex 1 Article 12, Directive 9342 EEC, and Annex 1 Article 9 Directive 9385 EEC for devices which incorporate software or which are themselves medical software The software must be validated on the basis of the state of the art, taking into account the principles of the development cycle as well as risk management, validation, and verification. How to meet the essential requirements. Harmonized standards are considered as voluntary standards in the field of new approaches directives. However, they give a presumption of conformity with the essential requirements. Notified bodies and competent authorities considered a harmonized standard as a preferred means to measure and determine the methods deployed by the manufacturer. Improving code quality while complying with EN 62304. Marketing medical devices in Europe require demonstrating conformity to the essential requirements, and several harmonized standards can be used to do so. EN 62304 is one of these standards. This standard provides a list of tasks and activities that support the safe design and maintenance of the medical device software. The goal of this is to ensure the software does what is intended without causing any unacceptable risks. Therefore, 62304 relies heavily on risk management strategies. When to apply EN 62304? As we mentioned in the previous slide, this standard applies to the development and maintenance of medical device software when the software is itself a medical device, or when software is an embedded or integral part of the final medical device. This standard should be used in conjunction with other relevant standards for the development of a medical device. ISO 13485 and ISO 14971 provides a management environment that establishes a basis for a company to develop products. Safety standards such as IEC 60601-1 give specific instructions for creating safe medical devices. For embedded medical device software, EN 62304 provides more detailed instructions on development and maintenance processes. EN 62304 scope. It identifies the requirements for each lifecycle process. Within the standard, there are 5 main processes: software development, software maintenance, software risk management, software configuration management, and software problem resolution. EN 62304 scope and classification. It introduces a notion of software risk classification based on the hazards to which the software system can contribute to the patient, operator, or other persons. Class A, no injuries or damage to health is possible. Class B, no serious injury is possible. And Class C, death or serious injury is possible. Serious injury, injury or illness that directly or indirectly is a life-threatening, results in permanent impairment of a body function or permanent damage to a body structure, or necessitates medical or surgical intervention to prevent permanent impairment of a body function or permanent damage of a body structure. Note, permanent impairment means a deficiency or irreversible damage to a body structure or function, excluding trivial impairment or damage. In this slide, we will go over how to document the class of the software. Manufacturers must record the safety class of the software assigned to each software system into the risk management file. When a software system is decomposed into software items, and when a software item is decomposed into further software items, such software items shall inherit the software safety classification of the original software item or software system. Unless the manufacturer documents a rationale for classification into a different software safety class, such rationale shall explain how the new software items are segregated so that they may be classified separately. For each software system, until a software safety class is assigned, Class C requirements shall apply. IEC 60601-1 Edition 3.0 introduces new product safety requirements. For manufacturers of medical devices, IEC 60601-1 Edition 3.1 represents a significant departure from Edition 3.0 of the standard. While the application of risk management principles has been clarified, the amended standard includes new requirements regarding essential performance, mandates usability engineering evaluations, and requires the adoption of a formal development lifecycle process for software. Within IEC 60601 Edition 3.1, Clause 14, the Amendment 1 incorporates many of the specific requirements of EN 62304, Medical Device Software Lifecycle Processes, which are applicable to equipment and systems whose operation depends on software or any programmable elements, also known as Programmable Electrical Medical Systems, PEMS. In addition, the amendment incorporates validation requirements for equipment connected to a network. Regulatory implementation timetable for IEC 601-1 Edition 3.1. In the European Union, and as of December 31st, 2017, compliance with the provisions of EN 60601-1 2006, equivalent to IEC 601-1 Edition 3.0, will no longer be acceptable as evidence of conformity with the essential requirements of the directive. In the US, both the FDA and OSHA are adopting ANSI AMI ES 601-1 2005 R 2012 and A1 and A2, which are equivalent to IEC 601-1 Edition 3.1, but may have some national deviations that might trigger additional requirements for regulatory approval. Special considerations for transitioning to IEC 60601 Edition 3.1. For manufacturers, to achieve compliance with IEC 60601 Edition 3.1, a particular challenge will be the new requirements applicable to software and other programmable systems that are incorporated in medical electrical equipment, as the development or modification of software must now also apply additional processes detailed in 62304. In brief, manufacturers are required to establish formal software development plan that addresses the processes to be used in software development deliverables, traceability between system and software requirements, software configuration and change management, including the use of SOUP, software of unknown provenance, addressing problem detected in software products throughout the entire product lifecycle. In addition, the risk management plan required for medical electrical equipment must include a specific reference to the software validation plan if applicable. So what is SOUP? Software item that is already developed and generally available and that has not been developed for the purpose of being incorporated into the medical device, or software previously developed for which adequate records of the development processes are not available. In this slide, we will talk about the implementation of a risk management process applied to software and what manufacturers should not forget to do. Manufacturers should not forget to record the class of the software system into risk management file. Should not forget to refer to the risk management plan in the software development plan. Should not forget to reevaluate the risk management file following updating the software requirements, and when a software defect is identified, whether it's an isolated case or a trend, do not forget to assess the impact in risk management process and to update risk management file. Finally, and as a conclusion, manufacturers do not need to recreate medical device software development process. Yet, they should confirm that processes and solutions adopted by them for the design and construction are in conformity with the harmonized standards, i.e. EN 62304, standards giving a presumption of conformity to the essential requirements or demonstration that the alternative method adopted by the manufacturer still guarantees an elevated level of security and performance conforming to the state of the art. Please note that the new amendment of IEC 60601-1 edition 3.1 is not yet harmonized. With that, we've reached the end of our presentation. We would like to thank you for your attention, and in the meantime, please feel free to email us at contact@lne-america.com. Thank you for your attention.